Hi, this is Flaming Laser here, and in this video I'm going to show you how I make a clickable image. I'm going to assume that you've already hosted your image elsewhere, either on your own web space or on PhotoBucket if you want to keep it fairly private. If you're prepared to share your images and you maybe may want to make some money out of them, you can use services like Flixia and ShareAPic. The URLs for both of those and PhotoBucket are on the How to Squidoo lens. Having done that, the next thing you need is the module that you're going to put it in. I'm going to work on a lens that I use for testing out ideas and modules and just to see how they work. But I always treat it as if it was the real thing. So the first thing I do when I open up the TextWrite module is put a title in it. Let's see, going to link a photo. And then we want to put some text in the actual module itself. Generally speaking, I prepare all my text offline in a notepad file and then cut and paste it in. Saves a lot of time and effort, and it's much easier. But for the sake of argument and example, we'll put some in this one. Now I need to prepare the code for it, and again, much in the same way as I cut and paste the text into the module, I also have a standard module prepared that I use for clickable images. Any piece of code that I use a lot, I prepare in a notepad file and then just tweak it for the individual lens. It saves a lot of time, mistakes, energy in the long run. The only thing you have to do is remember not to save it with the changes. So we'll just get rid of that because we don't need it. And I've opened up the clickable image text notepad file. All the texts that I've used here are on the lens and can be grabbed and copied into your own notepad file without any problem. I'm going to do the centered clickable image because that's the big one that looks flashy and it looks best on a video. So the code for that is here, and we start off with the paragraph code because we want to center this in the module, and this is the easiest way to do it. So we put in the align equals center, which is part of the standard text that you'll have in your module. You then want to put in here, where we've got your link in here, the URL of the site that you want to go to, and I'm going to use a Squidoo lens of mine. So we'll type that in, and hopefully I won't make too many typing mistakes. Okay, so we've put that in. The next thing to put in is the title. Now, a lot of people don't put link titles in, but I always do. It's again good practice, search engines like it, but on a much more civilized basis for people with visual disabilities who use screen readers, it's a lot easier to for them to know what's going on the screen, and they're more likely to click on the link if they know where it's going to take them. So it pays to put in a title, especially if you put the spaces in so the screen reader can read it. Target equals new. I always put that in so it opens up on a new page. That way they can come back to your lens. You don't want them leaving it because you might have something else that you want them to see there. So it gives you more options. Finally, we come to the image source. Your image location goes in here. This is where you go to PhotoBucket or whichever service that you're using. And I'm going to use this image here. I always pick the URL link because all the others have an awful lot of guff in them that you really don't need at this point. So we'll just take that, go back to the clickable image file and just paste it in there. And that is actually all you need to do. When you're using the other clickable images, rather than the ones that go in the centre, you want to put it on the left or the right and have the text wrapped around it, you can just use this text here, and it's exactly the same process. You put your link in here, you put your link title here, target new, the image source in here, and then you change this one to either left or right depending on whether you want the image to appear on the left or the right of the module, but that's the only difference. So now to put that onto the module, we just copy that from there, get rid of that and paste it in there. Click on save, and there we have our clickable image. and you can see that where the cursor is comes up the title of the image, which is there, as I say, for the search engines, but principally for the screen readers. And it's as simple as that. If you have any queries or questions about this, or you'd like to know anything else, just email me through the contact link on one of my lenses, or post a message in the guest book, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Have fun.